Welcome back, everybody, to Ashes 2063. We are going to be playing Dead Man Walking today. If you're new to the channel, I'm Count MRVHS. I do a little bit of Ashes 2063 related gameplay. I just started. We just did the episode 1 on the channel, if you want to check that out. But we're going to do Dead Man Walking, which is an interesting kind of in-between. There's actually a lot of content for this game. And so we're just going to go through it. Anyway, this is a post-apocalyptic game based on, I think it's Doom 2. And it is absolutely fantastic. It's standalone. It is full of atmosphere, full of great writing, great characters, great art. Just everything about this is wonderful. And so we're going to jump into this here. Now, there's a lot of difficulty modes. I tend to see people playing Apocalypse on YouTube when they do their playthroughs. Apocalypse is described as every mistake hurts, every enemy wants you dead, every fight could be your last. The ultimate challenge. Play an Apocalypse. We're going to say no. I've tried it, and it may be harder. It may well be harder than Survival, but Survival is my go-to. A true survivor makes the most of what he has. Ammo is more scarce, and you take more damage, but so do your enemies. Play on Survival. So this feels more balanced. You can hit enemies with what feels like a reasonable amount of shots and take them down, and you yourself can get taken down very quickly. And also the ammo scarcity, even though it's not quite as scarce as I might like in some instances, it does force you to make some tough decisions. So we're going to go survival mode here. Beaten, robbed, they left me to die, a dead man walking. I didn't see it until it was too late. My brain screamed ambush just as the first bullet tore into my chest. I suppose it's inevitable that you run into folks who are more crafty than you are. The thought doesn't do much to ease the pain of a sucking chest wound. I black out as they roll me into the ditch. Last thing I hear is them laughing as they ride off on my bike, sons of bitches. They didn't figure on one thing. I'm harder to kill than most. I'm gonna find these bastards. So here we are with the basic revenge setup for Dead Man Walking. Now this game sits in kind of an interesting timeline place because it seems to occur potentially kind of in between some of the events of the first episode. The first episode sees you finding your bike in the tutorial. And then you have the bike for the rest of the thing. So this doesn't take place before the prologue at any rate, before the tutorial. But regardless, this is made by, I believe it's Reformed Joe. And he was, as I understand it, sort of a fan of the game, a fan of the mod, or whatever you want to call this, before he officially joined the team. And he made this as kind of like a fan project. Did a fantastic job with it, but there are some things that you'll notice that are very different about Dead Man Walking as opposed to the first episode and arguably the second episode. One of those is the length and the size of the maps. There's only 3 maps in this, but they are huge, and they have a ton of different enemies and different kinds of weapons. For the most part, the weapons are going to be the same as in the base game, as in episode 1. There is one very interesting exception, and one of my favorite guns ever is in Dead Man Walking. So we're going to get there. For those of you completely new to this, what is this? Who are you? What are we doing here? We're in this kind of weird, wasted, post-apocalyptic world. You are a nameless scavenger, and you have a motorcycle. The sort of themes and beats of this game draw very heavily on some familiar properties like Mad Max, Fallout, lots of 80s and 90s action movies and post-apocalyptic movies in general. Doom, of course, is referenced throughout. Here we've got a lantern. You can press L to bring this up. And we've got a character here. So our first NPC is not hostile. Let's talk to this old man. Saw the whole thing. Jesus Christ, I can't believe you're alive. Yeah, I feel the same way. You should feel lucky. When the Rippers set out to kill someone, they usually finish the job. I guess they were too excited about that bike of yours. Rippers? They sound like nice folks. Where can I find them? I'm not sure. They're new to the area, though they seem to come down from the north somewhere. I try to avoid them. Okay, is there a settlement near here? Baker's Hope isn't too far. Keep heading north to the old town hall. You can't miss it. You think someone there will know where the Rippers hang out? Well, Baker might. Talk to him. Alright, thanks, old man. What else we got here? Fiber Demon, Ultimate Nutrition. We've got Mancubo. These are Doom references, and I did not really play Doom. Talk a little bit about what I'm doing here. We're picking up pieces of food, picking up healing items. Down in the bottom left of the screen, you can see my HP is now at 31 and my armor is at 0. On the bottom right of the screen, you can see that I've accumulated so far 50 in cash. That is junk. This is going to go up by 10, picking up that junk. What do you do with this junk? Well, you can buy things. This is a currency in the game, but you can also use it, especially in Episode 2, to modify weapons. So it is a very cool little mechanic there. It's kind of like simulates leveling up. Here's some more junk. Right under that junk counter is the ammo counter. We've got nothing currently. We've got the old crowbar, which has 2 attack modes. First, the left mouse button is a sort of fast, light attack. Right mouse button is a heavier, more powerful attack. We've got all kinds of ammo types over there on the right hand of the screen. We've picked up 18 heavy bullets, and I guess that's about it. We'll talk about the rest of those as they come up. But here we're going to get into our first dangerous territory. And you can find people waiting around corners, or things, like this guy. So this is a cannibal, and you can take them out with a heavy hit and a light hit. Alright, we've got some more health here. Now these painkillers will bring you up, I think it's 15. Yep. And we've got some light bullets as well as the 9mm autoloader. Very, very nice weapon. I'm going to try to save ammo, though. We've got 16 plus 16 bullets. So we're going to go back to the crowbar for a bit. Right around the corner, we're going to find our first bug dog. If you're timing it right, you can take them out with a single hit. Heavy hit, that is. Alright, there's some stuff up here. I know there's some some armor pieces, but I'm going to hold off. The reason is some of the things you can get in this game will improve your armor or your health past 100. And those ammo scraps on the dumpster there are some of those things. So I'm going to wait until I get my armor to 100 and then pick those up later. Now I know we're going to find some enemies right around here. Alright, I got real lucky there. They can hurt you quite a bit. We haven't really seen it yet, but the bug dogs, the pit fiends as they're actually called, do have a ranged acid spit attack. And once they've seen you out in the open, it's tricky for me to get the timing down to hit them. Alright, here's another set of bullets for the 9mm. Now there is a piece of leather armor. That's going to get us straight to 100. It always gets you to 100 armor. So we want to get that before we get those armor scraps. If we get the armor scraps first and then the leather armor, it's just going to take us to 100. So anyway, I'm cheap with my armor and my health upgrades, and I want to get the most out of it. Let's go into here. It's a game store. These doors close behind you, so it's a little unnerving. I'm going to go in here and deal with this, because we're barely into the first mission, and already we're going to find some very spooky enemies here. So let's just get down here and get this started. Ooh, jeez, that's bad, that's bad. Oh no. 27 HP, alright. So that is a trash hag. And I think in the interest of self-preservation, I might switch to the pistol here. Alright, I think that's the last of them. You can absolutely take them out with the crowbar, but with this low health... Alright, cash register opens up this secret door. And this gets us to our 100 armor. Let's go back now, before I forget. Oh, shoot. This opened up, too. Alright, if I go out, the enemies in there are going to see me. Alright, let's deal with this then. I just need to remember that the armor is there, because I think we can get some health in here. Alright, so far timing is luckily working out. Alright, nothing secret in here, but we can go through this door. Alright, there's a cannibal straight ahead. Alright, there's some armor we can get. Very nice. Okay. A little close there. There's just wonderful set dressing in these, in this game, in these episodes. Alright, anything else interesting about this? We've got old school games, Nintendo, military shooters. Alright, let's go back out. I'd like to have a little more health than this, but yeah, let's see if I can sneak up and grab one of those bug dogs unawares. Alright, get out of here. Now we can get some infighting, probably. Yes, perfect. Alright. So he's going to be taking on one of those bug dogs. And you can, you can kind of encourage it by getting in between. That was close. Alright, that was close, but you're going to see my bad timing here. Alright, alright. Alright, there we go. Nice. Oh, shoot. Alright. There we go. Jeez, finally. Okay, we can now go here. Now, the thing about trash hags is, as you can see, these look very much like the trash hags that we just saw. But there's sort of a slight difference. And we'll see more of them a little bit shorter. But we're sitting now at 42 health, 108 armor, and we've got a gun with a decent amount of ammo. Now that we got that blue passcode, we can go right in here. And right at the top of the stairs. All these other doors are locked, at least for the moment. Alright, some more health. But you don't want to go too fast because you can miss things like this. Here's a vent we can drop down. Get our lantern out. And down here, we've got another secret stash with what looks like a shotgun. Yes, indeed, this is the sawed-off shotgun. A great weapon, and I really love about Dead Man Walking that they give you a nice weapon progression. In the first episode, this weapon comes very late, and it's easy to miss, actually. It's in a secret level. I think the earliest you can get it is the Temple of the Dollar. Regardless, I really like it, but it seems to be superseded in a lot of ways by the other shotgun that you get far earlier in Episode 1. So I like that you start off with the sawed-off here. We're going to, again, try to preserve the ammo for it. Let's see if we can sneak up on these guys. Alright, that was way too close. Alright, let's use it. So satisfying to use the guns in this game. But yeah, one shot from that is really, really strong. And we've got a good amount of shells right now. We want to get into these places, the CEO and this door. All that stuff is going to open up later. So we've got another secret. By the way, we can check the secrets at any time by pressing tab to get us to the map. And this is a very functional map. That little arrow indicates us as well as our facing. And you can, navigate through the world just using this. The purple areas are secrets that we found. We found 2 out of 5. It tells us in the upper left that there's 104 monsters. We may not kill all of them, but we'll see. Alright, straight ahead we got a couple of pipe bombs. We're going to use these pretty soon, actually. Okay, I think this is, yeah, this is the last door, sort of secret door. Now we get into the CEO's office. Another grisly tableau. And around here, we've got a surprise cannibal with a med kit. So in the bottom left now, you can see that little med kit. There is a sort of inventory system in this game where if you press one of the square brackets, it'll bring it up and you can move through it. We'll get some more items as we go. What does that say? America shouldn't have expected surrender. The cause of the apocalypse is sort of a central mystery in the series, and we find clues about it eventually. So it's very well done, as you'll see. Alright, maybe hard for you to see, but straight ahead we've got two cannibals with a bug dog in between them. And I know there's other cannibals here, so this would be maybe a good place to do this. That takes out all of them. You want to take out these guys before they back you into a wall. There's no blocking in this game. But we can go in here. Oh, did I hear a bug dog? Jeez, a couple of sloppy shots and they don't do all the damage they should. I think there's at least one more. Let's see if we can dance with him here. Nope! There we go. Jeez. Okay, this is just back to the stairwell. Piled up some skulls in the corner over here. Some more junk. But back in here, I want to make sure we didn't miss anything. Right. Alright, some more armor. Up to 112. Okay, and back out into the world. So this will take us right back out to where we were in case we want to double back for any reason. But let's go ahead and smash some stuff up. Ultimately, we want to go over here, but first, we want to clear out this warehouse area. We're going to get close to 100 health. But here's another weapon type. This is the machine pistol. We first saw this in like episode, or like the 4th map of episode 1. It's a great, great little weapon. We will be using it very shortly here. But it uses the same ammo, these light bullets, as the 9mm. Now we want to get in here. We can't go through this door. But there is a key, there's some health. So we're going to have to jump through that window, basically. Let's actually hold off on this food, because that health inside there is going to take us up to 100, but not past it. And this food can take us past 100. So down here we've got a big warehouse. We want to be careful. Can't quite remember where everybody is in here. I know there's a few enemies for sure. Okay, down low. Ooh, a little too far. There we go. So we go back up. Oh, forgot about you. Okay. Gee. Alright. Lost a little bit of health. That's okay. 89 plus 15 is still going to take us to 100. Alright, around here. Some more junk. Taking us to 150. That is going to be useful. I don't think there's anything down on the floor, so now we can jump right across. The movement in Doom does take a bit of getting used to. But let's maybe get our health first. Alright, at 100. Get our key. There's a lot of jumping and re-jumping in this level. If I can time everything right, I won't have to do this a bunch more times. But we do have some more enemies coming up. So there's one there. Now, we could ignore her, but you can see, maybe you can't, but she does... This is slightly different from the normal bundles of trash. You can see sort of at the base, there's like a... There's just some extra stuff. So a couple of hits with a crowbar should be able to deal with her. Alright. We can get our junk. We want to get over there too, but let's check over here. Now, I don't think there's any reason to wake up her. Let's go around behind. There's another one. I think, and there's another one. If we use guns in here, I think that they will all wake up. Yeah, there's another one. So there's like 4 more. So let's try to keep things a little quiet. We'll jump across here, get some more ammo. Okay, there's a trash ag. All right, we got to kill one more. Okay, jeez. All right, not too bad. Still at 95 health, 107 armor, and we do want to get over there. This might be a little tricky. All right, nice. Down here for some pipe bombs and another secret stash. And that's everything we need to do in the warehouse. I'm going to leave those other ladies to nap. We've now got 2 medkits. The medkits heal 25, by the way, so they are definitely worth getting. Now around here, we want to find a way on. Sort of a wide open area. Alright, a couple of these guys. Alright, I don't think there's actually anything over there. But here we've got a switch to open, which doesn't actually open this door, but it opens that one. Now, in there, we've got a bunch of cannibals, but also this guy. This big Master Blaster, I think he's called. Or maybe that's just the weapon he's wielding. What we're going to try to do is get some infighting going here. Nice. Alright, so he hit one of them, and now they're going to go back and fight him. So he's taken out some of them for us, and maybe they'll get in a few hits. Alright, nice. There's a bit of splash damage on that weapon he's using, as you might expect. Nice. Oh, that got all of their attention. Jeez. Okay, one double blast with this did not take him out. Let's try a second. So I'm using the alternate fire here. Ooh. Alright, let's reserve some shotgun shells. Alright. Yeah, so the alternate fire with this, you can shoot 1 shell at a time with the regular fire. With the alt fire, with the right mouse button, you shoot twice. You shoot 2 at once, basically. With this, it does have an alternate fire, which sort of turns it to the side and keeps firing. And I guess it shoots faster. But I think it also has worse spread or recoil. Did I hear something else? No. Okay. So we've got some alternate options for these weapons. But let's pick this up. This is a canister of fuel, which serves as ammunition for the weapon that he's using. Now, unfortunately, these guys don't drop the weapon. I guess you have to assume it falls apart or it's just not held together very well. But we can find one eventually at a checkpoint here. Now, we have to wonder, right? Like, why are there these checkpoints in this area? So anyway, going straight across, there's like some Red Cross tents. There are some ladders here that, well, on the other side, there's a ladder that we can't really access yet. So we've got to go around to the right. and in the very dark. So if we get the lantern out, with the lantern you can only use a few specific weapons. I think it's the pistol. But in here, you always want to watch for enemies. Alright, we're at 95 health. I'd love to find a... you know, like another means of health. I don't want to waste a med kit. But I'd love to get up above 100 health, but we're not going to be able to do that here. Alright, very ominous when the music cuts out entirely. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, we can use this little pistol with the lantern. Over here we've got a bunch of locked doors. They will open later, but first we got to go down here. Alright. Up ahead, floating around innocuously, are a bunch of gas bags. 4 of them. Now, I'd like to avoid them. They don't drop any loot or ammo. So it would be great if we can just get through here without having to fire. But we're going to have to probably kill at least 1, or 2 or 3. Alright, that turned on the lights and opened this door. Let's see what we got. Another machine pistol, and ammo, and health to bring us up over 100. Alright, there's one in here. Oof. When they get close enough to you, they will start to move faster. And they will get aggressive. This door doesn't go onward. So we want to go back the way we came, down there to the right. Alright, here comes one. Yeah, I think there's another one down there. Alright, let's see where that guy goes. Light. Alright, I heard something, I get a little panicky. Yeah, let's just go back, and I think, well, now I gotta wonder. There is a door we can get through, but I guess that's not open yet. Alright, back the way we came. And now you can see these doors are all ominously open. So what are we gonna find here? Alright, we've got wraiths. I'm not quite sure what the name is for these guys. Kind of like ghosts, essentially. And they fire this, like, psionic burst. You basically empty an entire magazine of the light ammo to take them out, so... kind of a stressful enemy. Let's go up to the left, though, because I think we've got a door open now up here. Yeah. And in here we're going to find another one. Alright, good. If you can keep them staggered through firing, you can prevent them from being able to fire. You are safe. Please wait here until help arrives. So clearly that didn't work out for these guys. By the way, this boot knife that I'm using is... I'm pressing the F key for whatever that's worth. It's just a thing you can do with any weapon equipped to give you a sort of melee quick attack or slash or bash to break stuff. Here's our 3rd or maybe 4th secret. We've got a new form of pickup here. This is a regen stim that goes in our inventory, and it heals health over time, like 1 or 2 points a second for like a minute. And we've got a 45 revolver here with some heavy bullets that go with it. So we can go back through this way. I'm not gonna, though, because, you know, I don't want to antagonize the gas bags. I do love the revolver. It's the iconic weapon from the first game. It's sort of like Scav's, you know, basic weapon. Anything else in here? Alright, we got some junk in this room. But I also love that the revolver was kind of kept away from us in Dead Men Walking for a little bit. You know, you got to use your other tools before you get to it, because it's so good. Let's go up the stairs, and outside here, we find ourselves on the other side of that chasm, and we can release the ladder here. So if we want to go back down, we can. But around these tents, we should be able to find some stuff. Great. Okay, back in. We can't actually go through this door. So back into the dark. Oh, jeez. Forgot about these guys. And if you can't, you know, fire them down, they can be tricky to pin. That was not a real good use of my my shotgun. Oh, but I did get him. Okay, jeez. The brain is what they leave behind. It's very, very strange. Okay, I think this is the way on, but I want to make sure we're not missing anything. Yeah. All right, let's go down here. Okay, maybe I'm just going in a circle. Alright, here we go. Some health that we can't use, because as you can see, we're above 100, but we get the pump action shotgun. So this works a little differently from the double-barreled shotgun, or the sawed-off shotgun. This does have an alternate fire, but it is a melee bash attack, which is about as powerful as the knife, so, you know, it's not super useful, but in Episode 2 you can get this upgraded quite nicely, and this is just a great all-arounder. It's got 6 shells, but up ahead we've got another NPC. Don't make such noise, man, they'll hear you. Who will hear me? The Rippers, they're swarming up there. Is there a settlement here? Yeah, there was. Welcome to Baker's Hope. I'm Gavin. Haven't seen you before. You look like a scab. What are you doing here? Oh, you know, just out for a nice walk. Fine then, don't tell me. If you're here to see Baker, that's going to be an issue. Okay, what's the deal here? Rippers got through the gates somehow. Started killing folks. They've got people cornered in the diner and the town hall. Alright, I have questions. Tell me about the Rippers. There are a few dozen of them, rode in on trucks. I don't know where they came from. Baker could tell you more about that. They're mean bastards, though. Right? What's going on in the diner? When the Rippers rode in, they stormed the town hall. A couple of guards locked the door from the outside to stop any more Rippers from getting in. They ran into the diner and the Rippers went after them. Haven't heard anything in a while. Not a good sign. Really pissed the Rippers off. The ones outside the hall can't get in, and the ones inside already can't get out. Well, what about the town hall? I don't know what's going on in there. Lots of gunfire. If folks manage to get into the bunker, they might still be alive. Bunker? There's a pre-war bunker under the hall. It's where we get our power and such. Like I said, if anyone is still alive, they'll be in there. Alright, time for me to go. If you're going up there, good luck. I was born lucky. Just great. Great dialogue. Great job with the writing all around. Alright, we're outside again. So, for sort of the long-range shots that we're going to be doing shortly, this revolver is really good. There's no secondary attack, it's just a basic one-shot, one-fire, but it is very accurate to long ranges. Now, this game also does have a bit of stealth in the sense that if people are not facing you, and if you're not shooting and not, like, splashing through water, you can get the drop on them. So that's what we're going to try to do here, and take out some of these guys, hopefully secretly. So let's use the knife for that. Alright, so that didn't work. There is also variable damage in this game, which means that sometimes your shots are going to do, or your hits are going to do max damage. Sometimes they won't. know this is hard to see here, but straight ahead we've got a couple of them. I think he's still got some life left. Alright, that probably did it. There are some more all around, though. Like this guy here. Alright. And some more shooting from up and to the right. But first I want to deal with anyone else, like, straight ahead. Jeez, I know there's guys up in this place. Alright, let's go around. Alright, let's get the guns out. Shoot. Alright, 2 with 1 blast feels pretty good, though, when you use the secondary attack with the shotgun. Okay, let's be careful here. Yep. Alright, I think that's it over there. And that's the town hall. There's at least one guy left down here on the back of a truck. Alright, got him. Okay, let's clean out this area and just check what we've got left. Used a lot of ammo in that, lost a little bit of health. Okay, I think that's everything we can do up here. But in order to get into the town hall, I think we need to get into the diner. So we'll do that next. Let's clear out the ammo. Make sure there's no one else hiding. Alright, yeah, we need a red access card. We don't have one of those yet. So I guess this is Baker's Hope, which the Rippers have effectively under siege. But they've got some water towers. Looks like they got some nice crops. That should make all you New Vegas aficionados happy. They've got crops. They've got world building. It just always amuses me how the cornfields outside New Vegas are like, you know, this wonderful bit of world building, which, you know, they are, right? But also, man, you got to walk through them, don't you? Alright, I think that's all the loot. No, we've got... Okay, that's leather armor. Oh, no, we can actually get it, because now we're under 100. Oh, no, we're above 100 armor. We're at 90 health. Okay, so find an entrance into the diner here. A lot of these doors are sealed. This one we should be able to get in. Some pipe bombs and a guy facing the corner. Okay, we can't pick up this last one because in the bottom right, we've got sort of limits to what we can hold currently, and we're at 5 out of 5 bombs in the upper right of that box. So if we use one, we can get another slot open. Let's see if we can take this guy out with a knife. Alright, that worked. So sometimes you're going to get a one-shot, sometimes you're not, and you got to be ready to hit that again or shoot, but that will of course ruin your stealth. So let's try this. Yep, that worked. Alright, what do I want to use in here? The shotgun doesn't have a lot left. Let's stick with the revolver for a bit. Alright, that was 6 bullets for 2 guys. That's not ideal. Alright, and I can't see past the fire. Okay, is that all of them? It is, at least for now. The nice thing about the sawed-off, even though it doesn't have the ammo capacity of the pump action, is that it does have a faster fire rate. So you can put a couple of bullets down there pretty fast if you need to. Let's try gun. Nope. I didn't need the second one there, but you never know. Okay. Do we want to... Okay, I guess we can't open that. So let's do this. Will that open our doors? No, we're going to need to find another way in there. Yeah, let's switch over to this because we may be spending a lot of bullets here. Let's see. Okay, not too bad. Here we go. That opens some doors. Alright. Around the corner, Bug Dog. And there's our red access card. Beautiful. Okay, there is a little bit more... Oh, jeez. It is so dim and foggy in here. It's not even the lights necessarily. It's this kind of fog. This is not going to be the case for the whole mission, but it's a sort of a nice atmospheric bit of anxiety for you. Okay, I think we got everything. So let's head out of the diner, and now that we've got our access card, we can go right to the town hall. And see what we can find in here. Alright, there's a bunch of Bug Dogs up top. That's going to be a little annoying. Alright, is that it? You might be wondering, okay, if I've got this which uses light bullets and this which uses light bullets, what's the point of using the little autoloader? Well, it's for, like, ammo conservation. Like, honestly, like, this one shoots pretty prolifically, shall we say. But this one, you can control it a bit more. So when I'm not expecting, like, a big threat, this is kind of nice just to have out. So, like, this guy, for example... You can really say, all right, I'm only going to use, you know, the minimum of ammunition. Nice. All right, there's some stuff down there, and there might be some guys down there. I don't want to alert them just yet, but we'll be there shortly. So let's move through the rest of the town hall and see if we can find this bunker, which we've just sort of opened up. Yeah, let's keep with this for now. Alright, some food to get us above 100. And this is still very fast. It allows you to sort of stagger enemies. Alright, let's switch over to something a bit meatier, though. You do get a lot of ammo in this mission, so it's nice. So we'll get up to 104 HP. Let's reload everything. Some armor tucked around behind a bed here. Alright, there's some armor ammo up high as well. Some shotgun shells, some junk. Okay, there might be something in here. Nope, I guess not. But there is a caged room with a door that can't be opened, which is a high probability this is one of our secrets. That's probably the last one. We've got 4 out of 5 discovered. Alright, saved a little bit of ammo there. Ooh. Alright, lost our health. We're down under 100 again. So down there is going to be the way on. That's the room we opened up. But let's circle around because I don't want to finish the mission just yet. We want to find everything. Very nice. All three are gone. I think that's the only guys up here. Okay, and now we're on the other side of the entrance hall. This is where we came in. I love to club someone with the butt of a shotgun. And here's our secret. You could just see the bit of this grate, and so selecting that, activating that will open it up. So here we go. Straight ahead, flashing in the light, is a backpack, which is going to give us some ammo, but also increase our ammo capacity. So now we can carry 10 bombs, for example, and just a lot more bullets all around. So that's a great find, those backpacks. Usually they're well hidden. But now we can get out of this room and go down the stairs into the bunker, which we can press because we got the red access code. But this is interesting. So United States Army. So again, this is 2063. The idea is some apocalypse happened in the 90s, I guess. Maybe the 80s. I can't quite remember the timeline. So what's going on here? Well, let's see. So we've cleared Dead Man Walking. We, of course, didn't kill everything. We left a few of the gas bags and trash hags alive and untroubled. We took a lot of time here, but I'm going to take my time through these missions. So let's start the next one, the bunker, which is going to open up with a little bit of text for us. So suddenly, the massive blast door clanks shut behind me. This mechanism is worn, but well-oiled. There's someone here, a man, flanked by armed guards. His face is expressionless, his eyes unreadable behind his thick, framed glasses. I keep my hands at my sides, wary of the firepower pointed at me. The man slowly looks me up and down, getting my measure. Finally, he speaks. John Baker, who the hell are you? Great stuff. So this is where we're going to pick up in the next mission. The second of 3 sprawling maps on this sort of interlude between Episode 1 and Episode 2 in the fantastic Ashes series. So I hope you join me for that. Take care until then, everybody.